is I literally get to travel around the world. I've been North America, South America, Europe, even to the Caribbean, and it offers me an opportunity to really apply the same peripheral type of workshops everywhere. And it really proves the theory that people are learners, and the way that they learn best, from what I've been able to determine and diagnose, is through visuals. And so we call this visual peripherals. So you leave a legacy of the visuals around your workshop, fingerprint of everything that's been done, and it leaves this trail of learning for people to be able to utilize. Very powerful.
So it's kind of cool that this whole peripheral thing, how you came up with that. I was always intrigued by that. So what was the story again around the whole peripheral? Where did you come across this, the aha?
Yeah, real aha moment, very dynamic. Long story short, I got an opportunity to listen to a teacher from Chicago. She taught inner city kids, and her aha, which she shared with us, was that she had put posters around the room that were provided by the school, and eventually she took them down, and one of the kids that was very quiet in the room noticed and literally got upset with her and said, "Where's the posters?" And through quick dialogue, found out that that's how he learned. He had trouble with the auditory part of it. He literally was behind the class. So his way of catching up was he would utilize the audio and what he could remember, and then use the video piece to literally catch up. So it was a wonderful learning opportunity for her. And at that moment, I realized the power of those, because we can't ever underestimate the learning style that people have. So you provide this wonderful opportunity for a visual, which to me is the best, because you know, seeing is believing is the old saying. So give them as much as they can see, create as much believing in what you do. So it really helps that way.
Yeah. So now you've carried that over into what you do, like all the time now, when you're doing change awareness, change management type work, you know, in corporations. So that's translated right over. What does that look like for you?
Yeah,
it's evolving.
It's really become the center of the focus. So every time I'm going to do a workshop, what I literally do is say, how do I provide a visual storyboard or a visual gallery of learning? Anything I'm going to work on, I try to find a way to literally create a visual, so that flip chart even, so we can literally have it on the wall to create a gallery of learning, so that the folks literally have the opportunity to bring their friends, if you know what I mean, as their colleagues, to the gallery, and interpret what the picture tells them, and then tell their friends what the picture tells them. It really helps accelerate the learning, because the learning doesn't stop when you put the peripheral on the wall. The learning just begins then, because it's going to be there for the whole workshop.
So they're kind of sneaking a look all the time, looking at this stuff and taking it in and making, you know, further insights. Yeah,
the beauty for me is exactly that the first time you put the video and the audio track together, they listen and they see, and it creates some understanding. And then the beauty of this is it's a legacy that's left behind, a fingerprint, so to speak. And what ends up happening is they get to go back, and then when they go back, they reinterpret what they've learned. And that's the power to me, is because the learning never stops. It's a new interpretation. Could be based on dialogue with somebody else, or the fact that some other things have happened in between. And it allows that powerful thing to go back, look at it, reinterpret, and the visual is the only one.
Now you've told me a lot of times they come up with insights that you never even saw. Like they make connection insights, you know, with the visuals on the wall, and reinterpret it and add, you know, even more depth to your material than you start with.
Yeah, I always laugh, because they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and this isn't beauty, this is what they see and what they interpret. So, you know, you might draw something and have this intent, and just because it is visual, they literally make these wonderful connections that allow you to, you know, sort of double and triple loop your thinking, simply because you didn't see it, they did, and the learning then becomes, you know, universal. Everybody's learning in the room. Just because you drew it, they then get to interpret it. So a very powerful way of allowing them to be part of the learning as well.
So what does the room look like at the beginning, and then at the end of a day or a couple day, you know, event? What's the room look like?
It's kind of an interesting thing. To make a long story short, we actually get them to take their phones out and literally take pictures and video of the room. And, you know, we call it the learning journey for a reason. And when you go on a journey, you take pictures. So we get them to take that, even video. So the room is quite, you know, I'll call it naked when we start, and we dress the room, and by the time we leave, there's literally no wall space left. we're trying to rearrange things to allow for that. Simply because they've created a story. Learning becomes creation and not consumption. And then you can rearrange the learning into a gallery, so you can tell a wonderful story of what happened, and you can do it in a very quick time frame, so that they can understand that they literally created the learning. And the legacy left behind is this wonderful peripherals that are on the room. So it makes them feel like they've literally accomplished a lot by the end of it.
So it's just always there in their line of sight. They can see what they've accomplished, what's been covered, and it's like you say, it's a peripheral. It's a whole peripheral experience.
The really neat part about this is you put the poster or the drawing somewhere in the room, and then it may end up somewhere else. It's really interesting to watch, because every once in a while you catch people literally, they're leaning forward, they're looking, so you know that they're thinking about it and reinterpreting what was there. Maybe they made a connection now, another dot's been connected, so to speak. And that's the power of it, because it didn't happen at the moment it was drawn, it happened later, and then you literally see this connection happening. And again, without the peripheral, those things do not ever happen. So another powerful way of using the peripherals to help them get the maximum out of the workshop.